up, everybody? This is Bree from Young, Saved, and Free, and I'm back with this week's Tuesday Talk. I know, I'm supposed to have this up on Tuesday, and it is now Thursday. I know, trust me, I know. But I do have some other videos coming up. I have 2 vlogs coming up, actually. And you'll see why I didn't have this up on Tuesday like I was supposed to, and I do apologize. I just got back in town Tuesday night at like 9:45. And I had to be at work at 7 o'clock Wednesday morning. So I'm recording this Wednesday before Bible study, and I got like 20 minutes. And I still got to do my homework from Bible study. Y'all don't be like me, bro. Just this week we're going to be talking about church folk. I know usually on Tuesdays I try to steer away from church topics, but we're going to talk about it today. So it was kind of funny to me because last week I kind of talked about Meagan Good a little bit, and it just so happened the day that I posted that video went live. I saw something on social media saying where she said she doesn't go to church that often because of church folk. Now when I first saw it, it was kind of funny to me because I just mentioned, I'm like, they're gonna get tired of me riding out on Meagan Good, but I gotta talk about it, y'all. I do. But the second thing that came to mind, which there is some validity to what she's saying, but the main thing that really bothered me about all of it is that she's married to a pastor. Now, I am not anybody's first lady. Have I dated someone in ministry? Yes, I have. And it's really difficult. Not because they're difficult, but because the calling on their life makes things a little bit more difficult. So I don't think that it's right that she's married to a pastor and doesn't want to go to church. It's not that there's something that's just prohibiting her from doing so. Like my aunt, her husband, she's a pastor, but her husband's not at church as often either, but that's also because his job requires him to work on Sundays. So it's like, if he didn't have to work, he would definitely be there all the time, and I know that. But I feel like with her, you can't decide to marry a pastor someone who was already a pastor, and decide that it's kind of like, to me, what it looks like is like you're not willing to accept this part of his life because you don't like these people that's over here that's also associated with that calling. And honestly, if you're dating someone, you're dating all of them. If you're marrying someone, you're marrying all of them. So it's like you can't just pick and choose which parts of them you want and which parts you don't want. That's not how it works. And she knew he was a pastor before they got married. She knew he was a pastor when they started dating. So it's like you knew what you were getting yourself into to some extent. You might not have known how much work comes along with being a first lady, but there's a lot of work that comes with it. And you have to be willing to accept that when you accept them. Now, that's pretty much all the bad I had to say about what she's saying. Now, as far as what she actually said, taking away the fact that she's the first lady, if she was just a random person on the street and she said, I don't go to church that much because I don't like to deal with church folk, I completely understand it. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't. Because, to be honest, and it's weird because there's this meme going around that's like, let me find it. Because I haven't seen it like a million times. Let's see. The last person I saw posted was Mike Carlton Banks. I believe that was the last person I saw posted. Let me see it on his page. I can't find it. Oh my God. I don't know. I can't find it. But it's something to the effect of don't let someone who misrepresents the love of God turn you away or whatever. Something like that. Yeah, I don't know the exact wording. And I'm mad that I can't find it because I haven't seen it like a million and one times. For real. But when I've seen it everywhere, and I'm like, that's so true though. Like, there's so many. Granted, there are some people in the church that are not of God, that make people feel like they're not worthy of being at church, or they're not worthy of being in the house of God, when God can be everything to everybody. And it's like, I feel like, because I've been in that position where I didn't want to go to church because of people, of church folk, that made me feel like I wasn't good enough to be there. I've experienced that on more than one occasion. And I understand why people feel the way they feel. So loud. But at the same time, when I was in the world, like, heavy, nothing or nobody stop me from being in Vision, Sensations, Palladium, the Moon, whatever club it was. I was there every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and when nobody gonna stop me. I didn't care who was there and I didn't like them. Wasn't nothing gonna stop me from getting there. So why is it now that with church, when I want to be where God is, I'm allowing people to stop me from getting to God and getting what I need from Him, and having a relationship with Him? I'm gonna be completely honest, for real. Like, when it comes down to my relationships, can't nobody say nothing to me about my man. Nope. I don't care who got something to say about it. I'm going. So why would I? It doesn't matter what their ex had to say about them. It doesn't matter about none of that. If that's my man, that's my man. And if the God is my God, then He's my God. It don't matter what anybody else who's supposed to represent Him is doing or saying. I'm gonna still go for God. I don't care. Like, and I think sometimes it's kind of funny, because we live in a world where people be like, I don't care what anybody got to say. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna do this. But as soon as somebody says something against you, it's like, you know what? I don't want nothing to do with this. Same thing with church. We go around with this attitude. I'm gonna do me no matter what. I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. But the minute somebody from church says something about you, it's like, you know what? Let me back. I don't want to be part of this no more. And it's kind of, I'm not gonna write on other people that want to go to church either, because it's not fair. Because it's like, you go to church to get help. You go to church to get your healing, and then there's people that want to turn you away. And I think that's crazy that people I think it's crazy that people are like that in the first place. That church people will feel like they can turn anybody away, because they didn't always have it together. They might have had it together to their church family, but outside of that, and I think sometimes we put too much on the relationships that we have with people in the church instead of focusing on God, because the reason why we go to church is to have a relationship with God, right? But if we focus too much on the people, then we kind of get lost in the sauce. What I would recommend for people that are wanting to go to church is to get to know God for yourself first. Because when you have a solid relationship with God, like when it's like can't nothing get in, can't nothing get out, then that's just where it is. You won't be so easily deterred by what people are saying. And to be honest, nothing can separate you from the love of Jesus. That is scripture. And it's like, honestly, if you do get that, if you establish that relationship with Him first, you won't, I don't think, in my opinion, I'm not saying that this is scripture, I'm not saying that it's right, I'm not saying that it's wrong. If you establish that relationship first, you are less likely to have the emotional quickies with God, what Monty would call it. It's great to have a church family that's there to support you and to love you, but sometimes people get too wrapped up in the people and in the pastor and in the people that are in the church. They worship them before they worship God. And I think that's why I think if you establish a relationship with God first, then you should be, you'll be able to avoid that happening. And there's nothing wrong with people that love their pastor and first lady. I love my pastor and first lady to death. I do. But I know that God is everywhere. And with that being said, let me get to my next point. God is everywhere. So even if you feel like you're being judged real hard at one church, that doesn't mean to not go to church at all. You can't that's like putting all churches in a box. Are there hypocrites at every church? Absolutely. Are there people that backbite and, backstab? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that all churches are the same. So, I am a true testament to that. Since I've been an adult, I've been part of 3 different ministries. I came from one as a child that is completely different from anything that I've ever experienced in my life. I was part of my aunt's church for a long time, for probably about 4 or 5 years. When I left, it was time for me to leave. And then I joined another church for about 6 months. And the only reason I left there is because I was moving back to Augusta. Church I'm at now. If I was not moving away from Augusta, I would stay there forever. They're gonna be my forever. They are my forever church in my heart. Those are my parents. That is my family, and I will love them no matter what. No matter where I go, that is going to be my church. And my experiences with each of them are different. When I first came back home, I did visit other churches, and I was like, nope, this is not for me. This is why you got to establish a relationship with God before you decide to step into anybody's church, because you have to be very careful about what's covering you. And I guess I'll get into that in another video too. For those of you who are looking to join the church, I am definitely going to do a series on that. But you can't just decide that because it is a church that that's where you're supposed to be covered, because that's not always true. And that judgment you may feel, it might be because you're not supposed to be there in the first place. There's not a perfect church, but there is, a place where you're supposed to feel welcome. You're supposed to feel warmth, because now I'm going to switch to the church side. For church people, you have to be open to everybody, because you didn't have it all together when you got there. I know I didn't have it all together when I got to my auntie's church. I was still partying in the club heavy and still going to her church. And I mean that. Like, I would be drunk the whole week, go to church, but I made sure I was at church on Sunday. And I was singing on the praise team, dancing on the dance ministry, and I would leave church and go do it all over again. But it's like, you still have to be open. You can't be so holier than thou that you forget who you were before God really hit your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just be like, look what she got out. I think she gonna sleep with my man. I think she gonna try to talk to him. I can't. No, you can't do that. That's not how it works. That is not how it works, because everybody was not like that with you. And even if they were like that with you, that does not mean that you get to haze people that come into the church. That's not what the church is for. The church is a hospital, yes, but the church is also a family. And families go through their ups and downs, but at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you love each other, you love on each other, and you're supposed to be there to support one another. And, through the good times, the bad times, that's what you're supposed to do. And I think we get a lot of times it's old people that make you feel that way. And some people, they're just stuck in their ways. And, for those of you who are just coming in, you just got to take it with a grain of salt. They old, they stuck in their ways. I love you with the love of Christ. But, and that's just what it is. I mean, you have to be, and for those of you who are just going back to the people that are coming into the church, you have to be so desperate for what you want from God that it don't matter. It does not matter what other people say, think, feel. It's about you and God. Oh my God, I don't need you to do nothing. I don't need nothing from these people that's around me. I need it from you. I need it from you. Well, to be honest, when I first came to my church, I didn't speak to anybody. I didn't talk to nobody. I wasn't cool with nobody like that. Like, wasn't that I had a problem with them, but I just didn't talk to them like that, because I was in a place where I just wanted to be made whole again. But I was so broken. I was so broken. And for the people that go to my church, they'll tell you I didn't speak. They would say, "Hey, how you doing?" I say, "Hey," back, and that was it. I would come get my word for the week, come to Bible study, come to choir practice, but they wouldn't see me outside there because I had my own battles that I had to fight, or allow God to fight, rather, when I left. But yeah, I definitely think I'm gonna do a series on joining churches. This could go on for a while. But thank you all so much for watching, and I gotta get ready to go to Bible study. So be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.